Good morning once again, my brothers and sisters. It is the second Sunday of Advent. We are ready to light a second candle, and slowly but surely Christmas is coming near. What a joyful time this is. Last week, on the first Sunday of Advent, we talked about how Advent is a time to be awake, to be vigilant, watchful. And we heard the words of Jesus to his disciples that we should wake up and be active, like good slaves who during the absence of their master are at work and are always ready for his return, that they don't know when will it take place. And we talked about how Jesus' first coming, the incarnation, which led to the resurrection, opened up the way to the second coming, Jesus' return in glory, and how the two are connected. The first coming, through the power of the resurrection, began Jesus' rule and his kingdom, which will be fulfilled with his second coming. And how Jesus wants us, his disciples, to work with him during that in-between time. And importantly, how even now in this in-between time, as we work for his kingdom, Jesus is near to us. He is near to us today as he wants to break into our lives and into our hearts. Now, in order for this working with Jesus not to become some heavy burden that we feel we have to carry, it is really important that this is a joyful idea, that it is something that makes us happy. Because if we are vigilant without joy, we are anxious, we are uneasy, we are maybe even afraid of Jesus' return. And that's not what Jesus' intention was when he said, awake. When, for example, we listen to St. Peter's words that we'll hear in the readings later today, telling us to live lives of holiness and godliness and to be at peace with God. If we hear those words without the joy of the gospel, they will lead us feeling like we're not living up to the expectations, we're falling short, and we will be paralyzed by guilt. And this is the opposite of Jesus' intent. It's the opposite of actively waiting, expectantly waiting for the Lord. So we need joy. And that's why our second Advent command after awake is be glad, rejoice. Why? Because the Lord is coming. This will be our focus today as we, through worship and our prayers, invite Christ, the light of the world, to come down and enter, break into our lives and our hearts. In our first two hymns, before and after we light the Advent candle, we focus on how Christ is the light in the darkness, the joy in our sorrow. And in the music after the meditation and in the final hymn, we focus on how the light is coming. He is coming to be among us, to live among us, and yes, take us home to the Father through the power of his love. So, people of God, I invite you to be glad and sing with us. Christ is the world's light. Glory to God on high.